I thought this was about hockey. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Christmas today, December 25th, and while Christmas is, the most wonderful time of the year, no pun intended, Christmas also means that the new year is just around the corner, and for a person who tends to overshoot their yearly reading goals, that can kind of be a little bit of an issue. However, I'm going to give you some very important context to begin this video. So, in 2023, I think I read 85 books, okay? In 2024, I read 70 books, and now here we are in 2025. I have read 37 books, and 37 books is still like an insane amount, but just like to me, who's someone who's like averaging like 75, 80 books a year, definitely a significant, what's the word? Not a downgrade, but you know what I'm trying to say, okay? Thankfully, at the beginning of the year, I think somehow I was like clairvoyant. So, thankfully, my reading goal is 40 books, and I think, 6 days left of the year, 3 books left to hit that goal. I definitely think it's doable. However, we definitely gotta be like on that grind because, I've not been reading. So, definitely gonna be the lock-in of the century. The first book I'm going to be reading in this video is Beartown by Fredrik Backman. I've heard so many insanely good reviews for this book, but honestly, it never like stuck with me as a book I would want to read. But, I was just scrolling through my For You page and I saw this book and I was like, okay, you know what? It looks like it's in a town set in winter time. And that's about it. Nice little seasonal read. I'm going to go ahead and reveal the truth to you. I did start this book last night, Christmas Eve, because I put things off to the last minute as usual, so I had to wrap presents and like hand make a card and all this stuff. So I got the audiobook on Audible and started listening to it then, so let's cut to that footage. And now we're back to the present. It is now January 25th again. Wait, December 25th again. And I only got to chapter 10, page 70 with the audiobook, so I'm about to finally sit down and start reading it for myself because it is now 5:30 p.m. and ideally, I get halfway through today. We need to definitely lock in. So yes, let's begin reading. It's like 20 minutes later and I'm now on chapter 14, page 102, so I should be about 25% through the book, which I figured was a good point to stop and give my current thoughts so far. Basically, Beartown is about this super small town in the middle of nowhere called Beartown. Its population is like super low, everybody knows everybody, and like the only thing going for this town is their juniors hockey team. And basically the book starts the day before the biggest game like ever. Like they're about to, like, if they win this next game, they get like national attention, and hopefully that'll bring a bunch of like money to this town, a bunch of attention, so like more jobs, better homes. Not only just that, but like everybody in this town, like you either like ride or die for hockey or you absolutely hate it and want nothing to do with it. We are following just such a huge cast of characters in this book, and honestly I think listening to the audiobook really helped me there because the narrator does a really good job of like differentiating the characters. But like even then, I don't know how like Fredrik Backman has done it so far, but in only 100 pages I am like obsessed with every single character. They all feel like distinct and have their own identity, own motivations, their own like backstories, and honestly I am just like obsessed with every single one. I mean, kind of. There are definitely some characters that I like don't like, I'm frustrated with, but I feel like even like those emotions are good because it means I'm like invested in the story in only 100 pages. Like, I just got to the point where the hockey game is today, and I'm nervous too. I'm like, oh my gosh, Are they gonna win? What's happening? And I know nothing about hockey at all. Like, honestly, I could care less about anything hockey related. The fact this book has got me invested is definitely really, really good so far. The goal for tonight is another 100 pages, and I think it's doable because it's very like bingeable. Like, I'm just like watching a show in my head. What I was doing right now, actually, I got this thing a few days ago. Basically, there's like individual like diamonds here, and you use a tool to place the diamonds like one by one onto each like dot. And honestly, doing this, oh my god, there's a bug. Oh my god, where'd it go? Okay, anyways. Doing that while listening to the audiobook is so like cathartic. And I feel just like, I feel zen. I'm literally like, nothing can touch me except that bug that's somewhere around here. I'm going to keep reading and then I'll update you when I'm hopefully about halfway through or something crazy happens. I don't know, we'll see. Oh my god, I genuinely feel sick to my stomach. This is horrible. Okay. Oh god. Oh, this is... What the hell? Genuinely, what? Genuinely, I feel like betrayed. I did not think this book would like turn into this. I felt sick to my stomach reading that scene. Oh my god. I feel like I've fallen into the same trap the rest of Beartown has regarding this one person. I really can't say anything about the situation at all because, like, you know, this is a spoiler-free reading vlog, but what the hell? Like, is genuinely all I can say. I just want, like, justice, but there can't be. Oh my god. Like, I can't. Oh my gosh. I'm halfway through the book. I, like, can't stop reading it, though. Oh my gosh. In the beginning, too, oh my gosh. I'm scared. I did not think this book would turn this way. Like, I am emotionally invested now. My god. I just got to chapter 40, page 313. My heart aches every time I pick up this book. It's genuinely horrible. It is horrible, but it is so good, and the writing just leaves me speechless. My god, bro, there was one page, it was heartbreaking, but the writing is so good. It's so like raw, and because it's showing so many characters, we see everything that's going on inside of their heads regarding the situation, and you can't even, like, despite how bad some of their choices are, like, you can't even blame them because the way the author writes this book, it's very hard to just, like, obviously we as readers know the truth, but then, like, reading this book, you see why these people so desperately want to cling on to what they believe. And it's so, like, heartbreaking because these people, they're all so young, but then there's these people that are, like, adults, and they've lived their lives, and they're still just, like, oh my gosh, it's just so devastating. And I know I'm smiling right now, but that's because I smile when I'm uncomfortable. And yeah, it's, like, so painful, but also at the same time, like, I can't put it down. Like, I have to know what happens. Like, I have to wait for justice. Oh my gosh, these people, they all suck so bad. Oh my god, I hate this book. I hate everything about it. No. god. This book is genuinely horrible. Oh my god. I finished it. Don't look at me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. There's more books in the series? Bear Town. How could you not rate this book with 5 stars? It's a trilogy. It's a trilogy. What the hell? I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a few and I'll be back for my final thoughts over Bear Town. And we're back. I finished Bear Town. I think this is like the easiest like 5 stars I will ever give to a book ever. Oh my god, it's why is it making me cry just thinking about it? Like, oh my god, this book. I thought this was about hockey. I genuinely just have like no words to describe this book. Like, I want to just reread it again because there were so many, like, the writing in here, it made me like feel physically ill, but also like somehow uplifted my spirits so many times. Like, okay, like it ruined my faith in humanity, but then also like brought it back. And the characters in this book were just like so complex, and I hated them but loved others, and hated their actions but understood them but not understood them, but also like it made me question myself. Like, I literally asked myself in every single character's POV like what I would do in that situation, and I was genuinely, I just don't know. Like, what would you do if you were the mother? I can't even say that. It's gonna be a spoiler. I want you to go into this book with as little knowledge as I did. However, all I will say is maybe look at the trigger warnings in this book, because, you know, as someone who just thought this book was about hockey, I was very shocked when a certain something happened. But oh my god, I did not expect this book to leave me so emotionally damaged. I need to reread this book now, except I need to annotate every single part of it. I think I reread the last like 10 pages like at least 5 times now, because what? Oh my god, I hate this book. Guys, I keep saying it, but I thought this book was about a hockey. I did not think I would be like crying at the end. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. All I can say is oh my gosh, and that's usually how I get about a 5-star book. Like, there's literally no negatives I can say about this book at all. So I'm just gonna end it here, and I'm gonna go ahead and wallow in my grief, and then I'll probably come back to you later to pick the next book I have to read, because as much as I just want to, you know, read this book again, we still have a goal to reach. And we're back. It is much later. I think I filmed that last clip at like 3 p.m. or something. It's now 8 p.m. so I'm back with the next book we need to complete by 2026. But I do want to say, like, I've been having a really just hard time deciding on what exactly I want to read. Like with Bear Town, for example, I just picked that just because like it was there. But like I'm looking around and there are literally like no other books that I'm like, yes, I want to read that. But I was like scrolling through my wants to read and like Kindle Unlimited, and I did find a book that has been like, I've always known of its existence, but kind of like Bear Town, I never like really wanted to pick it up. But the book is, what's it called? The book is A Psalm for the Wild Built, and all I know about it is that it's about monks and robots with consciousness. That seems interesting enough, but also it's pretty short. Like, it's only 150 pages, and this year I kind of told myself to stay away from short books because I feel like I was just kind of trying to read short books to like say I read another book. I think this year I've only read like one other book that's been like kind of short like this one, and that one was I Who Have Never Known Men, and that book was phenomenal. So I actually have pretty high hopes for A Psalm for the Wild Built, but I am gonna go ahead and read it on my Kindle because it's so short, it's not worth kind of spending your money on it. So, but yes, without further ado, let's begin my 39th read of the year and begin A Psalm for the Wild Built. kind of confused as to how much consciousness these robots have. Like, am I reading about a robot or a real person? Like, I do not know. Wait, is this not a robot? Okay guys, this might be a real person. Alright, so it is only a little bit later, but I was like just reading and I looked down it to like see how far through the book I was, and I was suddenly like 50% through the book, even though I'm only on page like 70, which is insane. Because of that, I wanted to, you know, update you as to what exactly it's about. This feels a little silly because I feel like I was just saying like, okay, gonna start the book. This is set in like a future where humanity was kind of taking over all of wilderness, so they decided to, in order to preserve the wilderness, to sanction off 50% of the world for only humans, and then the other 50% of the world for just nature to like exist on its own. However, there are still some like villages out of that 50%, but they're very like intertwined with nature. Think like Avatar, like the Na'vi people. But they're also, in the time before they sanctioned off like the 50%, existed robots. But then these robots gained consciousness and they left all the factories and they went into like the wilderness and formed this pact like, you will never interfere with us, but if we so wish it, we can come back to talk to the humans. So yeah, that's the context. But we are following our main character, Sibling Des, who is a T-monk, who kind of dreamed of getting out of the city, so they left and now they're kind of going from like tree village to tree village, delivering their special kind of tea. But then they also dream of getting away from that. So then they go even further into their wilderness retreat and then run into a robot who is named Splendid Speckled Mosscap. And this robot simply dreams of answering the question, what is it that humans need? And so with Sibling Des, they're going to both fulfill their desires together. And so far it is so just like atmospheric and dreamy. Like, I compared it to Avatar a second ago, just like how the people live in the village, but honestly, like whenever I'm reading all these descriptions, it kind of reminds me of Avatar, just like the way the land is looking, but also it kind of reminds me of like, it's giving kind of like Tinkerbell, like fairy vibes. And so yeah, I'm just obviously eating this book up if I'm already like 50% through it, but just wanted to give you that quick update before I, you know, finish the book in one sitting. I just got to chapter 5 and like I don't know why I love this book so much. Mosscap the robot is like not how you would ever expect like robots to be. Like Mosscap is so just like fluid and free, and all the robots are like, they don't have a care in the world. They still have their own kind of like traditions, but it's so just like simple, and you wouldn't expect that from like a machine built by numbers. And our main character, Sibling Des, is also questioning that. The way Mosscap the robot is answering is just so, it's so sweet. I love it so much. I feel like it's just gonna be like a very kind of wholesome book, I hope. So yeah, chapter 5. I am probably gonna keep reading Loki, but I will see you tomorrow for more updates. Hello, and we're back. It is now 6 p.m. the next day, and I have not read at all today, but do not fear. We are still, I think, ahead of our schedule, which is good. And I am on chapter 7 of what's called A Psalm for the Wild Built, and that means I have only like 30 pages left of the book, which is insane. But I cannot believe I only have 30 pages left, because genuinely, like the only way I can describe it, like this is the image that pops into my head. It's like pouring out like a plastic water bottle and the water just like rushes out. Like when I'm reading this book, that's the image that pops into my brain. Don't know why. Actually, you know what? That's because it's so fleeting. It's so good, but the moment passes so quickly. And that's how I feel about this book. Like, I don't want it to end. Like, it's so cute. And I don't know how we're gonna get like all the answers to everything in 30 pages. And I don't know, I just want it to be a lot longer. Like, I feel like, please, like, it could be like 100 pages longer and I would still like devour it. But yeah, I'm about to go ahead and just sit down, knock out this book. So yes, let's resume A Psalm for the Wild Bill. That's so sweet. No, I finished the book. What the heck? That went by too quickly. Oh my gosh. But what I did realize is that there's a second book. So, it's equally as short though. It's called A Prayer for the Crowned Shy. I think, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's done. Like, I literally just started it. I know I keep saying that, but like, it was way too short. I'm gonna rate this book probably a 4 stars because it was like super sweet and so wholesome. I went on Goodreads earlier and I saw that somebody said it was like Billie Eilish's What Am I Made For? And I just think that is actually so perfect. Like, this was answering so many questions of like, why do I feel like my life has no purpose? What am I meant to do? And like, the robot gave so many good, just like, there were so many things I highlighted in this book. I'm gonna maybe read you one because it was pretty fire. It's kind of long, but like, bear with me, okay? So, it's right here. It says, "It doesn't bother you," Dex said, "the thought that your life might mean nothing in the end. That's true for all life I've observed. Why would it bother me?" Mosscap's eyes glowed brightly. "Do you not find consciousness alone to be the most exhilarating thing? Here we are in this incomprehensibly large universe, on this one tiny moon or on this one incidental planet, and then all the time this entire scenario has existed, every component has been recycled over and over and over again into infinitely incredible configurations, and sometimes those configurations are special enough to be able to see the world around them. You and I, we're just atoms that arrange themselves the right way, and we can understand that about ourselves. Is that not amazing?" And I just thought that was like so sweet. I hear that like all the time, but also like, it's so true. Like, just like a reminder that we really are just atoms on a floating rock in the sky. Definitely a 4-star read, and I probably will be reading that second book by the end of the year. So let's go over where we're at now in my journey, okay? It is Saturday, December 27th right now. We have 28, 29, 30, 31. 4 days left of the year, and I only have one more book that I need to read. So A Psalm for the Wild Bill was my 39th read of the year. So technically, like, we're ahead of the schedule, okay? And now I have 4 days to read one book. But I'm thinking, since I did allocate like 2 days per book, like, could I read 2 more books in this video? But then I'm gonna be on an odd number of books. You can't end the year with 41 books. Like, you have to read 42. It has to be an even number, right? So, can I read 3 more books in 4 days? So, for my next reads, I see the bug again. Oh my god. How is it still here? There's nothing I can throw at it. Okay, I'm gonna try to kill it. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Do you see? No! Ah! Where'd it go? Oh my god, it's still here. Where'd it go? Man, nothing like a bug to get your heart pumping. Honestly, all I've been thinking about is the sequel to Beartown, Us Against You. And I know you do not want to see me reading a second book in a series. I know you want to see me reading new books, different books. But guys, it's all I'm thinking about. It's all that's on my mind. It's all that's on my mind. But there is this other book I found called The Everlasting, and I just found it on like Book Talk. I've never ever heard of it before, but I did go ahead and order that book. However, it's not getting here until the 30th. And like I said, it's the 27th today. I think the game plan is, okay, I start reading Us Against You on my Kindle and probably audiobook. I read the second book to the Monk and the Robot series, and then I read The Everlasting whenever it gets here, okay? So yes, I'm gonna go ahead and start by reading Us Against You, the second book in the Beartown trilogy, because like, come on. And coincidentally, it's already on my Kindle. So gonna go ahead and start reading that, and I'll update you when I have any more thoughts. Hopefully this one doesn't make me bawl my eyes out again. Yeah. God, that's so sweet. I hate this book. It says I'm on page 139 out of 512, so that is 27% through according to my Kindle. And oh my gosh, this book so far, it's literally so bittersweet because there are some, like, just now in the end of chapter 13, that was so sweet, like, you know, restores my hope in humanity, but then like other things are happening and like it like stresses me out. Like I'm genuinely stressed out. Some people want things and other people want them to happen, but then like the cost of that happening, like I think it's too high. Like you can't sacrifice this just for this because then you're not gonna have this. I'm speaking in riddles because, you know, I don't want to spoil anything about this series to you. Like, you seriously need to read it from book 1, page 1, sentence 1 with no context, and that breeds the best results. I feel like this book is going to be either super depressing or like super happy at the end. I feel like there's no in between, like genuinely no in between. But I'm gonna keep reading. The goal is to get 50% through the book today, so I guess another like 140 pages. Let's see if it's possible. It's already, well, it's 2 p.m. okay, it's definitely possible, but also like, do I want to read that much? I don't know. I'm going to keep reading chapter 14, A Stranger. I hate this guy so much. What the? I hate this guy. Oh my god, he's ruining everybody's life. I just got to chapter 27 of the book. Oh, it's so frustrating, genuinely so frustrating. I am now 54% through the book because I don't know what came over me, but I just spent the last like 2.5 hours cleaning out my entire closet, all my drawers, and the whole time I was doing that, I was listening to the audiobook, so I got a really big chunk into the book. So, you know, 54% through, page 274. I'm 54% through the book now, like I said, but it's just so like, I feel like it's being dragged on so long because I'm living in a state of like permanent fear and anxiety and stress, and the way Frederick Backman kind of writes his books, it just like drags on situations for so long. Not even drags them on, but like one day in Beartown can last like 3 chapters because we're following so many different characters and we see like all these characters like reactions to everything, like what they are all doing on this one day. And that can make like the book take a long time to progress, even though when you're getting all this information from these different characters, it's just all like more and more stress is just building up inside of you as the reader, and you're like, oh my god, when is this ever going to end? But also at the same time, like, I need to know what happens because I'm so stressed. All I want is for Beartown Hockey to be good, and I want all the characters to be happy. And every time I feel a bit of hope, it's like ripped away. And I really just want to read you an example of that. So it's, I wouldn't consider it a spoiler, but if you don't really want to hear like anything about the book, I would skip ahead maybe like 20 seconds. But This lady Jeanette is talking to this boy named Leo. I don't want to be unkind, but you seem pretty bad at not fighting, Leo points out. Jeanette's face cracks into an embarrassed smile. Leo starts to move away, slowly and painfully, but when she tries to help him, he brushes her hand away. Not aggressively, but definitely not as the start of any negotiations. Leo knows what the teacher is trying to do. She's trying to rescue him. She won't succeed. Hello? He writes so descriptively about every single little detail, but then he'll throw in these like literally single simple sentences, and it'll just like ruin you. What do you mean? What do you mean she won't succeed? Like, what's gonna happen to him? And he does this so often, all throughout the first book, all throughout this book, and I'm like, dang, can we just be happy, please? So yeah, it's a lot. I am having honestly not a great time reading it, but that's just because of the subject matter of the book. So even though I did reach my goal of getting halfway through the book today, I'm probably gonna try to read a bit more because tomorrow is gonna be pretty busy, but I don't want to like risk getting behind because I am meant to be finishing the book tomorrow. So definitely gonna be reading more tonight. It is now 5 p.m. so we got lots of time. Oh my god, this book just messes with your mind. I hate it. Oh my god. I genuinely, like, this book is stressing me out so bad. Like, is it even fun to read anymore? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm on page 337, 68% through the book, and all I felt this whole time is just thing after thing after thing. Oh my god. I don't know, guys. This is just a lot. It's a lot. But it says I have like 2 hours and 20 minutes left of the audiobook, which is crazy. I don't know. We've talked about so many things happening this entire book, and it feels like nothing has happened, but then also so much has happened. This book has genuinely aged me like 20 years. Oh, is it worth it? Is it genuinely worth it to be reading this? I might need to switch over to like the Monk and the Robot series again, because this is a lot. Hello. It is the next day, and I think I mentioned in the last clip that I'd be busy today, but I didn't realize like how busy I'd be. So it is currently 8 p.m. I think I'm like 75% through the book. Audible says I have an hour and 45 minutes left of the audiobook, but I do think that if I read that physically, like on my Kindle, I could get it done a little bit quicker. But it's okay, chat, because we're gonna be locked in. Holy, that sentence was so brain rot. I'm literally gonna puke and throw up. Oh my god. Okay, I'm reading it on my phone because it's much more convenient. 93% through the book. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I've already cried even though nothing like that bad has happened. I'm just crying out of pure like stress and like frustration and just like, I don't know. I can't even describe it. I just hate this book so much. So much. Are you kidding me? This book is giving me whiplash. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is just like embarrassing at this point. Oh my god. Did I mention that I hate this book? I can't even like talk about it today, but It's 11:50 p.m. so I technically did finish the book today. You know what? I'm going to go to bed and we'll talk about this tomorrow. It's the next day. Wow, that book was something, definitely something. Before I go over my review of the book, let's just take a second to appreciate the fact that we reached my reading goal! Yay! We did it! We reached my 2025 reading goal of 40 books. But at what cost? Last night, right after finishing that book, I went to Goodreads, updated that I read the book, and it even gave me confetti for me. Like, I feel so special. Like, hello? Yes, I did do that actually. But let me go over my review of Us Against You, the second book in the Beartown trilogy. Did I finish it or did it finish me? And this book kind of made me realize why I stopped reading sad books in the first place, because there was a time in my life where I only read sad books because I wanted to cry and feel bad, and that's genuinely insane thinking. I don't know what was wrong with me. Definitely something, but like Beartown made me be like, oh wait, actually maybe I do like this feeling. Us Against You made me feel like I was like deeply depressed. I don't even know, it wasn't even that bad, like bad, I don't know, like you just have to read it to understand. Maybe it just affected me like weird, but it just made me feel horrible. Like the whole time I was reading it, I was super stressed, super anxious, just genuinely terrified. And it's kind of funny that like words on paper can like instill those emotions in me, but like at a certain point you kind of have to ask yourself, like, finish the book, but like, was it worth it? Like, was it genuinely worth like my mental health to complete that book? And so yeah, I think my final rating for the book is going to be a 4 stars because it was like objectively a very good book, but I don't think like you saw how it affected me, and I don't really like feeling that way, you know? Like, I woke up today, it's actually now already 4 p.m. and I'm also kind of getting sick, so that was probably a part of it, but I was like tired and drained and I just don't want to read at all. So yeah, the goal of 42 books might be a little bit unobtainable now, simply because Us Against You put me in such like a funk, and I don't know, like I genuinely don't know if I can keep reading. It's too close to the new year. Like, I have so many like upcoming video ideas, and I do not want to risk putting myself into a slump just to get to that like goal. But it wasn't even the initial goal, you know? So I feel like, I don't know why. Like guys, it's difficult because, you know, I'm very hard on myself. Like, seeing 40 books, I know objectively is like amazing. I know even reading one book puts you above the average person, but still, like, looking at those past years, I'm just like, ugh. But then I realize, guys, it is quite literally just a number. 40 books is incredible. So I hope you don't hate me, but I'm not gonna force myself to read 2 more books in a day and a half. Like, I'm about to do a 24-hour readathon. Check that out. In that video, I will be reading a ton of books, but just in 2026, okay? But yeah, as a recap, we did read 3 books in this video and reached my reading goal of 40 books for the year. We did it, we did it, we did it! Yay! First book, Beartown, 5 stars. Little did I know though that the second book in the series would actually make me want to kill myself. But then we read A Psalm for the Wild Built, which was a 4 stars. Wait, or was it 5 stars? No, I think it was 4 stars. Yeah. And then, of course, Us Against You, which I also rated 4 stars, but yeah, look at where it left me. Yeah, but that is all for today's video. Actually, this might be my last video of the year. That's all for the year. Oh my gosh, that's insane, guys. I feel time moving and I don't appreciate it. But thank you so much for watching. This video was kind of a mess all over the place, but I appreciate you for sticking it out and staying till the end. If you're here, might as well go ahead and like the video. Leave a comment down below any video ideas you would like to see from me in the future, or like how many books you read this year. What was your favorite book of the year? I love to know. Go ahead and hit that big fat subscribe button, and I will see you next year and in my next video. Bye everybody!